It's almost as if it's testing you to see if you are going to stand on the decisions that you've made and if you're serious about the betterment of your life. Your body's not gonna randomly just give you that signal that something is wrong if nothing is wrong. Whenever you build trust with yourself, I think that's where your intuition and stuff starts to get a little bit stronger, or at least over the years that's what I ended up finding out. So like, if you used to like do things like, say your body, you used to get like a feeling on the inside that's kind of like making you concerned about what's going on around you, and you decided to chalk it up as just you overthinking, and then whatever your body thought was gonna happen ends up happening, it kind of makes you not trust yourself. And so basically, the more that you start to listen to that intuition, you start to build back that relationship with yourself to where you can trust yourself to be able to like have discernment in certain situations to protect yourself and keep yourself safe. And like, that's something that you can use like in a bunch of different like scenarios and situations. Like, I guess I can give an example. Okay, so there was this person that I met. It wasn't the typical type of person that you would think you would meet at somewhere like the pawn shop, but he was like a very like open-minded individual, and he had like a lot of information about like the things that's going on in this world. He was just a very intriguing person. He was very intelligent, and long story short, I ended up connecting with this person. And I remember the first time we ever were on a phone call, he said something, and like I felt that feeling that I'm talking about, like that gut feeling or like that intuition. But it was kind of like, you know, at that time I didn't necessarily have the best trust with myself to be able to make that discernment. Is this just me overthinking, or is this actually my gut telling me this, or my intuition? And long story short, it ended up being an intuition, and my body was trying to like save me from. Nothing ended up happening in this situation that was like really bad, but it was like I ended up cutting the individual off. And it's because it's interesting because like, you don't have to wait till anything super bad happens. It's like whenever your body's going to literally, it has that like installed, like survival instincts, all of that is like a natural thing that is like built into your DNA. So you just have to, you know, continue to connect with yourself to be able to make those types of decisions. And I'm having like a couple brain farts right now because there's a lot going on around me. Like, it's just a bunch of cars and stuff passing by. But yeah, it's a really important thing. And I kind of noticed again over the years, like the more of a habit that you get into listening to it and just making a decision based off that, and not trying to convince yourself that it's you overthinking, you will build that relationship with yourself to the point where now you don't ever have to question it. Is this me overthinking? Is this me just overreacting about a situation? Or is this legit my intuition trying to save me from something that could potentially happen? Another thing is like, a lot of people think that you only like make certain types of decisions once something really bad happens. And it's like, it could be something slight, because I feel like just something that I've learned, like your body's not gonna randomly just give you that signal that something is wrong if nothing is wrong. Especially like if you've worked on like healing yourself, and like I said, built that type of trust with yourself. And even whenever your trust is broken, it's still gonna be telling you about situations that could be potentially dangerous, or potentially like where something's wrong, like something's off. Like it's just telling you like, that just made me feel kind of weird. Like even whenever that trust is broken, like your body's still gonna do that. So I'm basically saying that you need to like build up that habit of like listening to yourself. And I'm not no expert, but that's something that has definitely helped me. Like over the years, being the type of person that used to have a habit of always overthinking and talking myself out of thinking that something is bad, and like so that I end up staying in whatever's going on. I used to be that type of person, and so that's where this insight's coming from, because I definitely don't do that anymore. And yeah, one way you can like discern between whether or not it's you overthinking or you just receiving that signal from your like intuition is like, do you feel uncomfortable? You know, because that's the thing too. If you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, that's a good enough reason for you to remove yourself from whatever situation that it is. Even if it turned out that the situation was not inherently dangerous. And I'm not talking about the situations where, oh my gosh, like I really want to sing on stage, but I'm just so uncomfortable with it because I've never done it before. Like, not that type of situation. Say if somebody wants to like hang out with you or something, and they name a spot that they want to hang out at, and you feel like a weird signal when they say that, that's a good example, like where you should just definitely listen to that feeling on the inside and just not go, you know? Or at least that's my personal opinion. Ain't none of this like definite for every single person, but these are just things, like I said, I learned over the years. I feel like a lot of things happen for a reason, and you should just keep moving forward and don't like look back, you know? And also stand on your decisions. Like, when you make certain types of decisions that are for the betterment of your future and your life, the betterment of your future and your life, those are the types of decisions that you should stand on, you know? And like, be a person of your word. There was like a big bee that just like came over here and it scared the mess out of me, low-key. Like, I can give an example. It's so weird like how everything connects, and so many people in life do this, where they'll try to gain you back, like they'll push you away and like don't want you to come back, and then it's almost as if it's testing you to see if you are going to stand on the decisions that you've made, and if you're serious about the betterment of your life. And because 9 times out of 10, whenever you do go back, nothing has changed, and it's going to be the same exact situation. So me personally, I would say continue to move forward and don't take steps backwards going back to old situations that you have left, because the whole point of you leaving the situation was because it was not overall beneficial for you to stay there, and was not the healthiest situation for you to be in that type of position, you know? And again, this is not to say that, you know, you should hate these people or feel any type of like malice towards them or any of that. Like, I'm very grateful for everything that's happened, because and I'm gonna say that a lot in all of my videos, because it's like literally the truth. Like, I'm so glad that I have made the decisions that I've made, and it's like I just keep moving forward, and it keeps like pushing me towards the life that I've always wanted. And it doesn't seem like that when you're first making those types of decisions, especially because you can see the future, in the sense like you can envision the future in your mind, but because you don't exactly know, that's sometimes where I feel like people will keep themselves from standing on those decisions, and even going as far back to go back to what they know, you know? But if you can envision in your mind, like your future in your mind, it can happen. Like, think about whenever you think about the past and you have a memory inside of your brain, like, oh yeah, I remember that one time I went to the park with my brothers and sisters, and you have that image in your mind. There was this book I was reading called Psycho-Cybernetics. I'm not done with it yet, but one thing that that it talked about was how past memories and, you know, envisioning the future are one and the same, or like it's very similar to each other. Like, whenever I have done that, it seems like it's the same exact thing. But yeah, and the whole purpose of me bringing that up is just continue to stand on those decisions that you have made for the betterment of your future. If you envision your future a certain type of way, and you don't see those things in your future, that's also another way that you know that that's not something that you should keep there.